Nigel Mansell captured the imagination of a generation of Formula One fans. Known for his bravery and determination, he stood out during a golden era of racing. We caught up with him at the recent Autosport International show as he reflected on the dramatic changes in the sport since he left in the mid-1990s.
When you look back, it's like a dream in some ways. Quite astonishing how it's all evolved now. I think the biggest thing in our day was the sheer depth of competition, where I remember in the early 80s there was like 43 Formula One cars trying to qualify for 26 places on the grid. And of course, they complain with 20 cars on the racetrack that it's too busy.
The threat of not qualifying for the Grand Prix was a very real one, and pushing the cars to their absolute limits involved a calculated risk for the drivers.
In the 70s and 80s, which are predominantly my years, you still had to look yourself in the mirror and said, were you prepared to lose your life today? If you wanted to put it on the line, you could get some extra speed out of the car. I think the biggest thing that I look back on is the safety. People were getting killed quite regularly. If they weren't getting killed, then there was a lot of injuries because the barriers were so close to the edge of the circuit, so the runoffs wasn't like it is today. And so the evolution of Formula One and racing has just been fantastic the last 20 years.
Despite the dangers, Mansell enjoyed a long and successful F1 career spanning 187 races, scoring 31 wins and a 1992 World Championship. But without the backing of prominent British team owners like Lotus's Colin Chapman and Sir Frank Williams, his career may never have reached those heights.
I think the most amazing thing looking back was having 3 world champions as teammates, which are obviously outright number ones, which was Keke Rosberg, Nelson Piquet and Alain Prost. The sheer depth of competition, any one race, you could have something like 8 or 9 different people that could have won that day.
Mansell refused to be overshadowed by his illustrious teammates, and his aggressive, committed driving style endeared him to fans. He was called Il Leone, or the Lion, during his 2 years at Ferrari. But his special relationship with the British fans is something which endures to this day.
I've always driven 100% in the car. The fans appreciate that. When they can see any driver really pushing and doing everything they possibly can in a good car and in a different car or a bad car, you don't have to win every race to be supported by fans. The British fans are second to none in the world. They're absolutely marvellous. And so when I used to go for the British Grand Prix, I used to feel like my car was already half a second to a second a lap faster.
These days, it's current world champion and 5-time British Grand Prix winner Lewis Hamilton who enjoys passionate home support. His commitment on the track has cemented the following of a new generation of fans. But Mansell is all too aware that that's where the comparisons to his own career end.
The new current Formula One drive is so different. What we had to manage in our day, we had to function in the car, and our right foot was the traction control. Our left foot was the clutch and synchronization with the gears. Our right hand shifted the gears. Now it's totally electronic. You can't really compare, and of course the dangers now are basically not there.
While the perils of Mansell's era may have largely disappeared, the 64-year-old's fighting spirit is as alive as ever.
I think I could be Lewis's teammate for a few laps, and in qualifying I'll get very close, if not do same or quicker time. But with my age now, I'm not sure I'd run out of puff after 5 laps in the race. I'll give him a try.